Welcome to the results video for UFC Fight Night Sandhagen vs Figueiredo, where we will find out which UFC prediction channels have the most and least correct picks, the highest and lowest return on investment, and the longest winning or losing streak. But as always, we start with the totals and compare the Oddsmakers with the Tapology community and the UFC prediction channels. On this card there were a total of 12 fights. 106 channels made a total of 1244 predictions, for an average of 11.7 predictions per channel. Out of those 1244 predictions, 742 were correct for 59.6, which is a bit lower than the average of 63%. And 502 predictions were incorrect for a 40.4%. On this card, the favorite fighter in odds won 7 out of 12 fights. And had you placed a $100 bet on all the favorite fighters to win their fight, aka the money line, you could have lost $252 for a return on investment of minus 21%. And the underdogs on this card won their fight 5 times. And those underdogs were Juliana Miller, Quang Le, Yana Santos, Daniel Rodriguez, and of course Reinier de Ridder. And he was the biggest underdog who managed to win with plus 275. And had you made that same $100 bet on all the underdogs, you could have won $135 for an 11.3% return on investment. The favorite in picks by the Tapology community won 6 out of 12 for a return on investment of minus 35%. The only fight where the favorite was different was with Cameron Smotherman. The Tapology community picked him as a favorite to win over Sari Sidi, which he lost. The YouTube predictions channels had the exact same favorites as the Tapology community, and because of that, the same results. So this week, the Oddsmakers were best at picking the favorite fighters to win. Let's go over the results for the individual YouTube channels and find out which channels had the most and least correct picks. And as always, for this section, we will only look at channels that made picks on at least half the card, so a minimum of 6. In 5th place for least correct picks for this event, in alphabetical order, we have Aniki MMA, Paul from the Pass podcast and the Sportsbook Killer. All 3 of them had 4 out of 9 picks correct for 44.4%. In 4th place we have Bedtime MMA, Cotton Body Guru, Cody from the Pass podcast, High Jive Picks and MMA Addict. All 5 of them had 5 picks correct out of 12 for 41.7%. In 3rd place is Lightning MMA with 4 out of 10 correct for 40%. In 2nd place we have JP Bet Journal and the MMA Guru. JP had 2 out of 6 correct and the Guru had 4 out of 12 correct for 33.3%. And the channel with the least correct picks this week is Eagle MMA. He had 2 out of 12 correct for 16.7%. Which channels had the most correct picks this week? In 5th place we have JustWinBabyMMA and MMA PredictionGuru with 8 out of 11 correct for 72.7%. In 4th place we have the following 10 channels in alphabetical order and all 10 had 9 out of 12 correct for 75%. In 3rd place for most correct picks is the Ice Files. He had 8 out of 10 correct for 80%. In 2nd place we have the MMA Mystic, UFCThoughts and YoungPastey. All 3 of them had 10 out of 12 picks correct for 83.3%. And the best channel this week with the most correct picks and who actually swept the card is Zlatan's Fight Picks. He had 12 out of 12 correct for 100%. But unfortunately we have a little problem. He normally makes picks for every UFC event, but he didn't do it this week. And that's of course the week when he swept the card. He sent in his picks this week via email, so I can verify and know his picks are correct. But I understand for the viewers it's a bit difficult to verify these picks. So for Zlatan and all the other channels, if you send in picks, make sure that the viewers can verify your picks by either making a short video or a community post or any other social media that is linked on your YouTube page. With that said, congratulations to Zlatan's Fight Picks with a 100% correct pick percentage. Links to his channel and the rest of the top 5 can be found in the video description. And here is the overview of all channels that made predictions this week with their correct picks, their total picks and the correct pick percentage. For the most profitable and unprofitable predictors this week, we will only track channels that made picks on at least 50% of all the fights, which is 6 for this card. Every pick counts, regardless of confidence level or odds preference. We place a $100 bet on each pick to win their fight, aka the money line. We calculate the results using the odds from the tail of the tape. The rankings are based on the return on investment percentage. Which channels were the most unprofitable predictors this week? At number 9 we have the following 7 channels who all made the exact same predictions, and had you followed any of these channels and placed a $100 bet on all their picks to win their fight, aka the money line, you could have lost $419 for a minus 35% return on investment. At number 8 is the MMA Addict with a return on investment of minus 36.8%. Paul from the Dogger Pass podcast had a return on investment of minus 40.4% over his 9 picks. In 6th place is the Sportsbook Killa with a return on investment of minus 44.6%. Lightning MMA is in 5th place with minus 46.7% over his 10 predictions. With a 0.2% lower return on investment, we have High Jive Picks in 4th place with a minus 46.9 ROI over his 12 predictions. In 3rd place we have the MMA Guru with a return on investment of minus 57.5%. In 2nd place is JP Bet Journal. He made 6 predictions for this event and had a return on investment of minus 58.4%. And the most unprofitable predictor with the lowest return on investment this week is Eagle MMA. Had you followed all of his 12 picks and placed a $100 bet on each of them to win their fight, you could have lost $933 for a return on investment of minus 77.7%. Which channels were the most profitable predictors and had the highest return on investment? At number 10 is the True Analyst, and he had a return on investment of 23.6% over his 12 predictions. With a 0.1% higher return on investment, for 23.7% we have 138 MMA at number 9. At number 8 is Utica from Bros Talk MMA. He made 12 picks and had a return on investment of 33.2%. At number 7 is the MMA Mystic with a profit of $403 for a 33.6% return on investment. In 6th place is HarBarMMA. He had a return on investment of 33.9% over his 12 picks. In 5th place we have the MMA Prediction Guru. He made 11 predictions and had a return on investment of 34.5%. In 4th place is Sun Tzu Tips. He only made 8 predictions but had a return on investment of 37% over those 8 predictions. In 3rd place we have the Ice Files. He made 10 predictions and had a return on investment of 38.4%. Sharing the 2nd place we have UFCThoughts and YoungPastey. Both of them made the exact same predictions, and had you followed all the picks from one of these 2 channels and placed a $100 bet on the outcome of the fight, aka the money line, you could have won $573 for a return on investment of 47.7%. And the most profitable predictor with the highest return on investment this week is of course Zlatan's Fight Picks, the channel that swept the card, but as explained in the most correct picks part, this was the only week he didn't make a video about his picks, which he normally does for every UFC card. So, if you had all 12 fights correct for the money line, could have won $1,083 for a very good return on investment of 90.2%. So, congrats again to Zlatan's Fight Picks for sweeping this card and being the most profitable predictor this week. A link to his channel and the rest of the top 10 can be found in the video description. And here is the overview of all channels that made predictions on this card, with their total money won or lost and the return on investment percentage. Which channels are on the longest losing streak and keep losing week after week? On a 3-week losing streak we have the following 12 channels in alphabetical order. And out of those 12 channels, 8 are on a 4-week losing streak. And out of those 8 channels, none have lost 5 weeks in a row. With a 3-week winning streak, we have the following 17 channels in alphabetical order. And out of those 17 channels, less than half of them, for a total of 8, have a 4-week winning streak. From those 8 channels, the following 5 channels, MMA El Dente, Rigo, Rparqs, shmo and TigerBomb MMA, have a 5-week winning streak. But from those 5 channels, only 2 channels are on a 6-week winning streak, which are Rparqs and shmo. But both of them don't have a 7-week winning streak so far. Let's see if they can keep up this winning streak next week. A link to both of these channels can be found in the video description. Hope you enjoyed the results video of the best and worst predictors this week. If you did or found it helpful, drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. And if you want to support the channel while getting exclusive updates, consider becoming a Patreon supporter or a member on Buy Me a Coffee. Thank you so much for watching, have a great week, and I will see you in the next video.